Even with the Queen, Dolly Parton, in attendance here at Neyland, the Georgia Bulldogs showed why they are the kings of college football. Yeah, getting chewed out by your coach on national TV definitely isn't fun, but this is worse. Today, Will Levis told us he's getting a new phone number because somehow his contact info was leaked to fans, and he's gotten a lot of texts. So for the Tennessee Volunteers, the only busted bracket is the one they actually broke in the locker room in celebrating this victory over St. Peter's. Will Levis told us he needed to rewire his brain after the last game. What does a successfully rewired Will Levis look like? The Vandy boys are on a little heater right now. The Doors are looking like a URL. 3 straight wins. Tim Corbin and the boys now try and make it 4. This has been a tale of 2 Titans teams, the one that's 2-0 here at home and the one that is winless on the road. The power play was the killer for the Nashville Predators tonight, going both ways. Nashville was 0 for 5 in man advantage opportunities. Vancouver was 2 for 3.
How can he function, do you think?
Well, from being at practice, I think he looks really good for coming off a high ankle sprain because we've seen this many times, of course, with Ryan Tannehill as well. And this is a pretty short bounce back timeline. When we talk about soccer in the United States, we often hear people say growing the game. How do you think the game has grown, not only in the U.S., but in Nashville and in the state of Tennessee, which you're familiar with, as we mentioned?
Well, it's grown leaps and bounds since I started playing.
And this is the kind of matchup we live for in March Madness, right? There are tons of similarities and familiarities between these two teams. They want to get back to their identity of pressuring the quarterback and stopping the run. Now, we saw some guys come in Halloween costumes earlier today, so that Titans front 7 would like to be maybe the slightly mean older sibling who steals Ritter's Halloween candy today, guys. As soon as we met rookie cornerback Jarvis Brownlee Jr. in the spring, it was clear he had something special about him. So I sat down with the Titans' young defensive back to talk about his story and why tonight's game at Miami is such a heartfelt homecoming for Brownlee. Confidence is key when you play cornerback in the NFL.
I always just played with an edge, and always called myself a gorilla or an ape. And, my coaches, they always put that standard on me, no matter if it was at Louisville or here now.
Titans rookie Jarvis Brownlee Jr. gives off a veteran vibe, even though he's one of the youngest guys on the team.
I can't even see myself as a rookie, but that confidence and that standard and that edge and that aggression that I play with, it comes from everything I've been through in life. For me, it's just always playing with that chip.
A chip on his shoulder from a harrowing memory in his mind.
When I was young, I think I was about in the 3rd grade, if I'm not mistaken. Had to be around the age 10 or 11. But I was in a drive-by shooting. My dad, I guess he was hungry, so he sent one of his friends to get him food. And as me being young, I wanted to go, and he told me I can go. We go to the drive-thru, and as he's giving them the money and stuff like that, he reached for the food, we just started hearing shots, and they start firing into the car. So for me at that time, I was young and I was traumatized, I was scared. So as we get to the hospital and get outside the car, he's looking for help. I started walking towards the officers. I saw like a hole in my foot, like in my shoe. Just hearing the detectives tell my mom that I think it was 10 bullets on the passenger side and there was 3 on the driver's side. That day, I didn't know how blessed I was.
How did you go about reframing that experience into, it seems, motivation?
At first, I want to say it was tough. I didn't talk about it a lot. It was just something that was just stuck inside me that I couldn't talk about. My 12th grade years where I was really able to really talk about it and not cry. Just knowing that I had a second chance to life in order to chase my dreams. So for me, I was big on that. In Miami, I seen a lot growing up, just a lot of violence. So for me, I just wanted to change my situations, my surroundings, and my family members.
How was football an outlet and a driving factor for you then?
I think it played big, man. I had a lot of guys that I grew up around or just saw in Miami. You had the Dalvin Cooks, you had the Devontae Freemans, and we all played for the same Little League Park, which was Liberty City Warriors. So just saying those guys was able to chase their dreams and make it out, that stuck a big part of me. I felt like that was the only way that it could only happen.
Brownlee made it out, and now he's going back as a Tennessee Titan to face his hometown team on Monday Night Football.
It's going to be great just to be out there in Hard Rock Stadium, about 5 minutes away from where I stay originally. So it's like I'm right here in my backyard It's going to be a moment that's going to always stick with me. I think when I walk on into that field Monday night, I'll probably drop a few tears.
What kind of pride do you take in being the example for kids who grew up like you did, that this is attainable?
I think it means everything, you know, because I done been there to where, you know, you don't have nothing. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. You know, you're going to get a lot of bumps on the road, but it's how you keep going and get those bumps out the road to where the road ahead of you is just a cruise.
Well, Brownlee's road recently took another turn in a positive and parental direction. Earlier this month, he became a dad and welcomed his daughter, Psalm. And get this, Brownlee was thinking about changing his number, which is 29, and then Psalm was born on the 2nd of September in the 9th month. So he is still wearing number 29 more proudly than ever. We'll be right back.
Ready.
Football is a way of life for the Tennessee Enforcers.
Set.
But life involves a whole lot more than first downs for these players.
My day job, I work in clinical research. I do a little bit of landscaping.
A mental health counselor.
I'm a security officer.
So I am actually a teacher. I teach exceptional education students.
Good, one more time.
And on the field,
I play running back.
I am the quarterback. 37 screenings is what we call it.
My main position is a lineman.
I'm a receiver.
Everything on the offensive line and defensive line.
and if you're wondering if there's any overlap between work and football,
Yeah, I definitely would say the critical thinking skills. Football is not a dumb jock sport like it sometimes is portrayed. It does take critical thinking. It does take breaking down defenses and understanding offenses. As far as landscaping, I'm used to being in the grass, so that's good.
for these women, the grass is in fact greener, strapping up to play tackle football, a desire many of them have had for a long time.
Mom of 7 who all play sports, real big with playing football. So my youngest son, actually, I was the coach of his team, and then we found a team that had females on it, and my girls went, and so I've been playing ever since.
It's like I'm putting on a uniform for me as a kid. Like, I didn't get to play in middle school. I wanted to play. So coming here as an adult doing it, it's like, hey, it's going to be girls like me when I was younger watching.
In their first year playing in a women's tackle football league, the Enforcers are already making headlines, bound for the championship game.
Good, upfield.
But it doesn't come without sacrifice.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot, especially with me being a mother of 2 and having to come to practice, nearly every practice with my 2.
It has been challenging coming straight from work. I live in Murfreesboro, going home, you know, getting things straight and coming straight to practice afterwards.
With every snap, throw, and catch, the Enforcers are tackling gender stereotypes
Head to the outside.
and proving that football is for everyone.
We put our blood, sweat, and tears into this. We are the trendsetters. We are the groundbreakers for this game. I think that a lot of us are those role models for those little girls. We're women, but we're nothing to play with.
And we'll be sure to cheer them on. That championship game is this Saturday. They're playing the Houston Doom in Michigan. It's going to be streamed on Home Team Live, and it starts at 6 o'clock.
I'm so inspired. I have goosebumps.
I love it. Well, I mean, I think it really captures what women sacrifice, right? Like, if there's something that you want to do and the work you have to do, but to have fun, like the sacrifice that you have to make to have fun, and those women are
Carve
doing
that
it.
out for in your own life, especially a woman with 7 children and a teacher.
I know, unbelievable. They're mothers, they are women with careers, and they're also athletes out there on the field. Just so impressive.
Great story.